Good morning, guys. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to my channel. For anybody that's returning, thank you. I'm beginning to grow this channel and grow a community, and you guys are all fantastic. And I absolutely adore the fact that people are engaging and they're getting involved. If you're new to this channel and you've just found me, then again, welcome. My name's Karen. I am 56 years old. I've been on Mounjaro now for around the 6-month mark, just over. I currently take a dose of 7.5. I am prescribed my Mounjaro on the NHS because I am type 2 diabetic. And I've just recently had my new blood work done and I've managed to put my diabetes into remission. So absolute fantastic news. Within 6 months of taking this, it's done wonders. I've lost around, not sure now, around 20 pounds. I'll pop it up here. Whilst taking Mounjaro, I do lose slowly, and that's partly down to several factors. My age, the fact that I am type 2 diabetic, so therefore it does metabolically, you just lose slower. And thirdly, it is down to the fact that I'm already in the latter part of my weight loss. I've previously lost 30 pounds prior to taking Mounjaro, so I still do have a considerable amount to go. I think I'm most likely looking at about another £20. £20 will take me down into the normal weight bracket, but most likely into that middle, lower end of it. I don't want to be getting down to those ridiculously low numbers. That's, but I do want to give myself a little bit of a buffer. So maybe about half a stone under, the higher end that I need to be. To be perfectly honest, I haven't put a number on it at the moment, but it occurred to me the other day when I did do my weigh-in that I'm close to what I would class as my ideal goal, not necessarily my ideal weight, but looking back on this journey, the one thing I always wanted to do, and it's a bit like Wonderland. So when people over 200, which I was at one point, £200, want to get into those ones, so the 199.9 and Wonderland, my goal was to get into single digits, which would have been 9 stone, £9. So single digits, I know as you go down it will get more, but that for me is, if my maths is right, I think it's £134, 135, around that. Again, I'll pop it up. I haven't done the maths in my head this morning. And I suddenly realised I'm only a couple of pounds off that. Last week when I weighed in, I was 138. So hopefully a couple of weeks, maybe I can get down to that. For me, 9 stone 9, so my own Wonderland as such. So yeah, that's a very, it's a mini target for me over the next few, say, weeks to months even, because as I said previously, my aim for the next couple of months over summer, so July and August, realistically, I'm not concentrating on weight loss. What I want to do is concentrate on my gym. I want to get back into the gym, get some decent sessions going. If my weight stays the same, because I am going to up my calories slightly, I want to start building some muscle, and I need to get back off. I need to get back off holiday mode and try and get rid of a bit of this excess. So yeah, that's my focus for the summer anyway. So weight-wise, what actually happens on the scale, I'm not too bothered about, providing that it doesn't start going in the opposite direction, obviously. But I do want to concentrate on possibly trying to build some muscle. So yeah, that's my goals going forward. This week, it's pretty much been trying to get back into some sort of normality. So it's been back to work, getting back into my eating routine, which had sort of fallen out over the last couple of weeks, especially with the holiday. But I'm slowly getting back into a routine. I have, yesterday we had 2 barbecues to go to. So I had a family barbecue, which, I mean, food-wise, it's great. I'll just have a burger or the sausages, and I don't tend to eat the bread that goes with it. So food-wise, fine. I wasn't drinking purely because I was doing the driving then. But when we did get back home, my next door neighbour was also doing a barbecue. So we went round there, had a few drinks. So I'm not the brightest this morning, if I'm perfectly honest. So I had a couple of drinks last night, but it was just really nice to be able to socialise, be able to go and have something to eat, but without, I'm not mindful of being on Mounjaro anymore. It's really weird. Like 6 months in, it's just become my normal. So yeah, that was a positive for this week. But I need to get back into my proper routine. So that's my focus for this coming week. I don't really have much more of an update for this one. So it will be a nice short vlog. But you'll be pleased to know. So it won't be my normal 40-minute rant. But what I do want to do on these now, and especially going forward over the next few weeks or so, I want to try and start promoting other channels. There's loads and loads and loads of people coming on board now with small new channels. So I'm just going to do a little section each week and try and promote 2 or 3 channels. I'll pop them details in, and just people that I'm really enjoying watching and I think add to this community. They're part of my channel, you know, they comment all the time, and it's that back and forth. We need to be giving each other information all the time. So the first one I wanted to shout out is Mounjaro. I'll pop his details up here. So Chris, I don't know how long he's been on now. I'm going to say 10, 12 weeks, around that period. So so he's vlogged right from the beginning. He's he's been doing some lives. He's been popping requests in for anybody that wants to do any interviews with him. So if that's interesting, check out Chris and get in touch with him. Chris, I will be getting in touch with you, so I will pop you an email at some point. But yeah, go and support his channel. One word of warning though, he does seem to think he's funny, so just humour him. Love you, Chris. The other channel I wanted to shout out is Joe. Now I'm going to get this wrong, but again, I'll put the links in. Joe Sleep and Slim Down, I believe. That's all from memory, but I'll pop it in down the bottom. Joe's just wonderful. She has got such an energy about her. She just brings a smile to my face. She, again, I'm not quite sure how long she's been on Mounjaro, but I think she's still quite early on in her journey. But she vlogs every week. She's got some chronic conditions that add to her journey, but well worth a watch. So please go support Joe and Chris. Go and check out their vlogs, like, subscribe. Let's bump their subscription numbers up. And on that, if you've got a channel that not necessarily specifically Mounjaro, but a GLP-1 sort of weight loss journey, then please pop it in the comments below. I don't have a problem whatsoever with self-promotion. If you have something to add to this community, then by all means pop it in that in the comments below, and I'm happy for you to do that. If it's a channel that I'm not watching already, then I will happily go ahead and go and watch and give you a subscribe. So let's all help each other out. It would be nice. So pretty much that's my update for this week. I'm going to quickly do my weight, obviously. But it's one of these weeks when I just need to get back into my routine, rinse and repeat. and get back to normality. So I did weigh in yesterday because I knew I'd got the barbecues today. Yesterday, sorry. So I knew it could possibly have a negative impact on my weight. So I haven't weighed this morning, but I did weigh yesterday. So I am 0.2 of a pound up. So I weighed in yesterday at 138.2. Previously 138 dead. But the good thing, if you're going to take a positive from it, is and I do take this with a pinch of salt. I know the scales aren't fantastically accurate, but the 0.2 had gone on my muscle mass. I only went back to the gym once last week, so yeah, but it's just nice. So I'm keeping an eye on that a little bit more than I would have been. But like I said, I'm upping my calories slightly. I am making sure I'm eating closer to maintenance. I will most likely be keeping in a deficit as much as I possibly can. But it's going to be a minuscule amount, maybe a couple of 100 calories. So I don't expect the scale to be going down. But what I do want to do is try and work on that body composition and try and build a little bit more muscle. So that's the plan going forward. Right, and that's it. My jab day at the moment is a Tuesday. I did move it. I've moved it around here and there for different reasons. But I do want to move it to a Sunday so that I'm doing my weigh-in, my jab day all on the same day. So I am going to slowly move it. So I'm going to take it tomorrow. So that'll be 6 days. So Monday. Then I'll stick to the Monday for a couple of weeks. And then a couple of weeks' time, I'll move it to the Sunday. What I don't want to do is do it too fast and get used to being on a 6-day cycle and then having to then transition back to a 7-day cycle. As those of you that have seen my previous last couple of vlogs when I've talked about my prescription, I am currently on 7.5 and I'm not able to go up past 7.5 at the moment because it's on prescription. I have it for my diabetes. My diabetes numbers are good, so therefore they won't up my dosage because I don't need it from a diabetic point of view. From a weight loss point of view and a food noise point of view, that's a different reason for having it. And unfortunately, it's not the reason that I'm allowed to go into the doctors and say, can we up my dose because the food noise is coming back. I can't do that. So we're going to have to play it by ear a little bit. But at the moment, I'm on 7.5. I will still get my 7.5. And I'm just going to have to, not necessarily white knuckle it, but I'm going to have to learn to adjust. So we'll see. It's still early days. I've been on the 7.5 for 3 months. I've got my 4th pen in the fridge. And, I'll just have to wait and see how it goes. If I need to go up to the 10, and then it's a conversation that I need to go and have with the GP. And possibly even look down the private route. So I don't know yet. Right, that's it. I'm going to leave you there. Like I said, I'm going to put all the links to the channels below. I'm also, for transparency, I've got some Amazon links down there as well. They are affiliated. Somebody did ask on one of my other ones what scales I use, so I'll pop all the links back down below to the bits of equipment and some of the supplements and stuff that I take. So go and check those out. It is on my essentials, and if I remember, I'll link it in here at the end as well. But until next week, that's pretty much my update. So I'm sorry, not much of an update. It's pretty standard for this week, I'm afraid. But if anything does happen in the week, you'll hear about it next week. Okay, so I'm going to leave you to it. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday or whenever it is that you're watching this. And I'll catch you all next week. So bye for now. Bye.